Hi guys, I am Kunal Bhattacharya, Assistant Professor, Nemcare Group of Institutions from Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry. So I hope all of you are going good. Before we go into the content of the video, if you like our contents which we are presenting in the videos, please subscribe and share our channel so that we can reach more and more students for their online education. Okay, so today we are going to see a very common thing which is not very difficult, but it is also difficult, which we have seen from our childhood times only, and still some of us face this problem while balancing the equation. So today we are going to see one method which you can apply in all the reactions to balance any equations, and it will be very easy for you. So let's go into the content. So for this balancing of equation, I am going to take a very simple equation which we have studied from our childhood time only, that is photosynthesis reaction. Okay, so what actually happens during the photosynthesis reaction? You can see that carbon dioxide reacts with water in presence of what? In presence of sunlight as well as chlorophyll, right? So I am writing here sunlight, and in presence of the plant pigment chlorophyll. What it will give? It is going to give a very common product that is called as C6H12O6, and I guess all of you know this, that is called as glucose, right? So I am writing glucose here. Along with that, what it is going to give? It is going to give also oxygen, which plants are giving during photosynthesis. That's why they are also helping us to respire, right? So now if you see this reaction, you will find that carbon here is not balanced. In the left hand side, in the reactant side, you can see that only one carbon is there, but in the product side, which you can see is there, 6 carbons are there, right? Similar to carbon, you can also see oxygen and hydrogens are also not balanced. So in this case, how we can balance it? With a simple trick. See here, I am going to take this 4 things or 4 groups in a individual form. Okay, let's take it CO2, H2O as 2 individual groups, and our glucose and oxygen in 2 other individual groups. Now what we need to do? We need to denote them with something. So for denotation, what I can write? I can write it as A, B, and glucose I can write C, and oxygen is D. Fine. Now you have to find how many carbons are there in A, how many oxygens are there. Similar to that, you have to find out all the atoms which are present here in the A, B, C, D. Let's see that. First we are going for carbon. Okay, I am denoting here carbon. In A, how many carbons are there? In A, only 1 carbon is there, right? And in the product side, how many carbons are there? 6 carbons are there. And this glucose is being denoted by C, right? So what I can write? That carbon here, A is equal to 6C. Okay. Next, what you have? You have oxygen here in the reactant side. So I am writing oxygen here. In A, you can see there are 2 oxygen in carbon dioxide, and in B you are having how many oxygens? 1 oxygen. So all the oxygens which are there in the reactant side, we are going to combine them and write. Okay, so I can write here as 2A for oxygen and 1B. So 1B I don't need to write, I can write only B. Then I am going to product side. How much I am getting oxygen? In C there are 6 oxygens, right? So I can write 6C, and here in D how many oxygens are there? 2 oxygens. So I can write 2D. Last which is remaining is hydrogen. Hydrogens, let's find out how many are there in the reactant side. I can see that in A there is no hydrogen, in B there is 2 hydrogens. So what I can write for the reactant side for hydrogen, 2B is equal to product. How many hydrogens are there? In C 12 hydrogens are there, in D no hydrogen is there. So what I can write here is we have 12C on the product side. Okay. Now after doing this thing, what I need to find is that among A, B, C and D, which one has been repeatedly coming in all this process. What you can find? A is coming once, twice, 2 times A is coming. Next, C, how many times? 1, 2 and 3. 3 times C is coming. Next you see B. B is also coming only 2 times and D is coming 1 time. So what is there? C is the alphabet which is coming maximum time in this equation, right? The alphabet which is coming for the maximum time, you are going to imagine that as 1. Okay, so I am going to imagine C as 1. Now if I imagine C as 1, then what will be the value of A? A I can write as 6 into 1, so A becomes 6 here. Fine. Now I have the value of A and C. C we have assumed as 1 and A we have find out that it is 6. See the third equation, it is saying 2B equal to 12C. We already know what is the value of C, right? C is 1, so what will be the value of B? 12 into 1, 12, 12 by 12, sorry 12 by 2, it comes again 6. So now you have 3 values, A is 6, C is 1 and you can find B is 6. The last equation you need to solve is this one, right? We have values of A, C and D. So let's put those values into the equation. It comes 2 into 6 plus B, then C also we have 6 into 1, 6 and what we don't have is the value of D. So after solving this, we can find the value of D also comes 6. Okay. So now what you have? You have the value of A as 6, C as 1, then you have the value of B as 6 and D also 6. Now what you need to do is just simply put these values in their designated places. Fine. So we have A here as 6, we are going to put the value of A here as 6. Next we have B is also 6, we are going to put 6 here nearby the B. Next what we have, C we had imagined as 1, so we are just going to put 1. If you don't put, that is also fine. Then last one, D is also 6, so we are going to put 6 here. Now you see if the equation is balanced or not. You can find carbon in the reactant side, 6 carbons in the reactant side, 6 carbon in the product side. Next oxygen, 6 to the 12 and 6 more oxygens in the reactant side. So total how many oxygens? 18 oxygens. Here how many are there? 6 here and 6 to the 12, 12 plus 6, 18 again. So oxygen is also balanced. Next what is left? Hydrogen is left. Hydrogen is how much? 6 into 2, again 12 hydrogens we are having. How many hydrogens are there in the product side? Again you can see 12 hydrogens in the product side. So we can say that our reaction is completely balanced. So this is the way by which you can balance any kind of equation. Just follow this simple method and it will be easy for you to balance any kind of equations. So I hope you have enjoyed the session, and let's meet on the next lecture. Thank you.